All right, buckle up, everybody, because we are diving deep into a week of some serious astrological innovation.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Right. So this deep dive is going to get you totally prepped for the week ahead. That's January 27th to February 2nd. And we're using the awesome insights from astrologers. Hi, C.
Love her.
Me too. And we're really going to be zeroing in on her weekly forecast, but especially focusing on Mercury and Uranus.
Oh, yeah, those two are definitely going to make things interesting.
Seriously interesting. Think sudden breakthroughs, like those aha moments hitting you out of nowhere. And also, get ready for some seriously innovative thinking.
Out with the old, in with the new, right?
Yes. And maybe even just maybe you might find a chance to break free from like all those little things that have been holding you back.
Sounds intense.
It does, right? So let's dive right in. First up, Uranus. It's going direct in Taurus on January 30th after being retrograde since August. So can you break down what's the big deal with that?
Okay, so Uranus is known as the planet of change, like disruption. And when it goes direct, phew, if energy becomes like way more noticeable, more powerful. And Taurus, as you know, it really values stability and routine. So I think we could all be feeling this like sudden urge to break free from routines or even situations that feel, I don't know, kind of limiting.
Okay, so not just like cleaning out that junk drawer I've been ignoring.
It could be. But this is deeper. This is bigger. Uranus Taurus is like, hey, break free from all those outdated habits and values.
Okay.
Even like financial patterns that just aren't serving you anymore.
Wow, big changes indeed. Now, Heisi mentioned fixed signs, right? And how this Uranus energy is going to be like extra strong for them. Can you unpack that a little bit?
Absolutely. So if you've got planets or points in your birth chart between 21 and 25 degrees of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, get ready.
Ooh.
You are going to feel this Uranus energy big time. So pay attention to any like urges or even events that seem kind of sudden or unexpected. They might be the universe giving you a little nudge.
A cosmic nudge. Got it. Duly noted. Okay, now, aside from Uranus making waves, we've got Mercury moving into Aquarius until February 14th. So what kind of energy does that bring to the table?
Oh, Mercury in Aquarius is all about innovative thinking. Like that desire to learn about things that are, I don't know, maybe a little unconventional.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. So if there's something you've been curious about, a little niche topic, maybe, now's the perfect time to just dive in.
Yes, embrace those rabbit holes.
Yes. And it's also a great time for like brainstorming, connecting with people who get you, and just like challenging those old ways of thinking.
I love it. It's like the universe is giving us permission to geek out.
Exactly. Embrace your inner nerd. This is the time for new ideas and finding those unique solutions.
Yes, but wait, there's more, right?
Uh-oh.
Mercury and Pluto are like getting together this week too. And I know you said this is where things get really interesting. So tell us more.
Okay, so on Wednesday, Mercury conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn. This is an intense one for sure. Like it really encourages you to like think deeply, do that research, and solve those problems. It's like having a superpower, a mental superpower to see through those facades and get to the heart of the matter.
Okay, mental superpower. I like the sound of that. But you mentioned potential power struggles. Should we be like mentally preparing for some arguments?
It's definitely something to be mindful of.
Yeah.
This aspect can make us a little obsessive, maybe a little suspicious. So yeah, some conversations might get a little heated this week. Just choose your words carefully. Be mindful of other people's perspectives, and try not to fixate on like one specific outcome.
Okay, so deep breaths, maybe steer clear of like controversial topics on Wednesday.
Right.
Got it. Now, Wednesday also brings us a new moon in Aquarius, doesn't it? What does that add to this like cosmic cocktail we've got going on?
Oh, yes. That new moon is emphasizing innovation, humanitarianism, and even social connections. And get this, its energy is going to be influencing us for the next 4 weeks. Yeah, it's like double the innovation energy. This new moon is a great time to set some intentions, those that are related to your personal growth, embracing what makes you unique, and even like making a positive impact on the world,
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's powerful.
So it's a week for thinking big and breaking free, but let's not forget about matters of the heart. We've got Venus conjunct Neptune happening on Saturday. What does that, like, dreamy transit have in store?
Venus conjunct Neptune. This enhances romance, like that desire for a deep connection, like soul-level stuff.
Oh, wow.
It's like looking at the world through rose-colored glasses.
Ooh, Ooh, I like it.
But in a good way. You might feel more sensitive, like to the little things in your relationships.
Ooh, sounds romantic. Does this mean love is in the air for, like, everyone? What if you're already in a relationship? How does this energy, like, play out?
Well, for singles, it could bring that feeling of longing for a soulmate.
Okay.
You might find yourself drawn to, like, creative types or someone who seems a little mysterious. Just remember, keep those expectations realistic. Don't put anyone on a pedestal.
Good advice. No one wants to get lost in a fantasy. What about those of us who are, happily coupled up? Any, like, dreamy date night ideas?
Oh, absolutely. For those in relationships, it's such a beautiful time to reconnect, on a deeper level. Plan a romantic evening, maybe lose yourselves in a creative project, do it together, or even just cuddle up and, I don't know, just talk about your dreams.
Yeah.
Create that atmosphere of, like, love and intimacy, that shared connection.
I love that. Okay, so Venus conjunct Neptune seems like a win-win no matter what your relationship status is. But I am curious, how does this, like, dreamy, idealistic energy play out in the, the practical side of relationships? Like, think finances, communication, all those everyday things that pop up.
That's a great question. Venus conjunct Neptune can make us more idealistic and maybe more forgiving.
Right.
Which, like you said, can be good or bad. It can help us overlook those little flaws and just focus on the positive. But it could also, cause us to miss those red flags or avoid those difficult conversations,
Yeah.
the ones that need to happen.
So finding that balance between, like, forgiveness but also healthy boundaries, that's key.
Exactly. And this is where Uranus going direct in Taurus can actually be helpful.
Okay.
Remember, Uranus is all about shaking things up and breaking free from those patterns, the ones that no longer serve us.
Right.
So if there are any imbalances, maybe communication issues, this is the time they'll probably surface so you can address them.
So Uranus is like that friend who gives you the tough love even when you don't want to hear it.
Yes. It can be a wake-up call, but it helps us create healthier, more authentic relationships.
I like that. A cosmic wake-up call. Now, we can't talk about astrological innovation without mentioning the Sun trine Jupiter. You mentioned it earlier, but I want to, like, dig a little deeper. It just sounds like it has so much potential for, I don't know, success, abundance.
Oh, absolutely. Sun trine Jupiter is one of the most favorable aspects.
Okay.
It's all about expansion, being optimistic, good luck, and those leaps of faith.
So it's like the universe is saying, go for it. Chase those dreams.
Exactly. Like you have a cosmic cheerleader on your side, urging you to step outside that comfort zone. What goals have you been putting off? This transit is like, here's the confidence and the support. Go for it.
Major carpe diem vibes. But is there anything we should, like, watch out for? Any downsides to all this, expansive energy?
Well, just remember, Jupiter's energy can sometimes lead us to overdo it.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, take risks, but stay grounded. Don't take on more than you can handle.
That's a really good point. It's all about finding that balance, right? Enjoying the ride without, like, getting ahead of ourselves.
Exactly.
So with all this abundance and expansion talk, what areas of life are most impacted by the Sun trine Jupiter? Are we talking, like, career, finances, maybe travel?
It could be any of them or all of them. This transit can manifest in so many ways. It really just depends on where you're focusing your energy and what your birth chart looks like, But generally speaking, it's a good time for anything related to growth, learning, travel, and connecting with inspiring people.
Okay, so it sounds like we should be prepared for some really exciting possibilities. And speaking of exciting possibilities, let's talk about Uranus going direct in Taurus and its impact on, those with fixed signs. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, we touched on it earlier, but I'd love to explore it a little bit more.
Sure. So, as we discussed, Uranus is the planet of change, and Taurus loves stability. So when Uranus goes direct in Taurus, it's kind of this push and pull, like wanting to shake things up, but also needing that security.
Oh, yeah. So it's like that internal battle between, like, wanting to break free, but also, like, being afraid of the unknown.
Exactly. And it can be super intense for people with planets or points in those fixed signs. Because those signs tend to be more resistant to change. They like predictability, They like things to be stable.
Okay, so for those of us with those, like, fixed sign placements, what's the best way to, navigate this Uranus energy? How do we embrace change without feeling totally overwhelmed?
I think the key is to, like, find that balance.
Yeah.
Between honoring that need for stability, but also being open to new things, new possibilities. Remember, Uranus isn't trying to, destroy your life.
Oh, good.
It wants to free you.
Yeah.
Free you from anything that's holding you back from your full potential. So try to approach this transit with a little curiosity, a little openness.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, what feels stagnant? What feels stuck? What changes have I been resisting, and why?
So Uranus is kind of giving us a chance to like break free from those limitations, the ones we might be putting on ourselves.
Exactly. It's a chance to shed those old patterns, those beliefs, habits, anything that's no longer serving you. And then you can step into, a more authentic, liberated version of yourself.
This is making a lot of sense. So it's not about fearing change. It's about seeing it as an opportunity to grow, to evolve.
That's the spirit. And remember, you don't have to go through this alone. If you're feeling overwhelmed or uncertain, reach out, talk to a friend, family member, maybe the therapist, or even an astrologer. Get some support.
That's such good advice. Now, before we wrap up, I'm curious about Uranus's impact on a collective level. We've talked a lot about the personal side of things, but what might we see happening on a larger scale?
Well, Uranus is also associated with innovation technology and social change. So we might see some big breakthroughs in those areas in the coming months. Things like advancements in artificial intelligence, renewable energy, or even a renewed push for social justice.
Wow, so much potential for positive change, both individually and for society as a whole. It sounds like this week is really about embracing the unexpected and trusting that the universe has our back.
It really is. It's about staying flexible, open-minded, and willing to just step outside our comfort zones.
I love that. Okay, so to recap, we've got Uranus going direct, shaking things up, pushing us toward authenticity. We've got Mercury in Aquarius, inspiring all that innovative thinking and those unconventional pursuits. And we have a new moon in Aquarius amplifying those vibes, urging us to set those intentions for personal growth and social change. And then we have Venus conjunct Neptune, adding that touch of romance and magic, that soul-level connection. Whew, that's a lot.
It is a lot, but I think the overarching theme here is transformation. It's a week to break free from those limitations, embrace what makes us unique, and step into a new level of authenticity and purpose.
Beautifully said. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we sign off? What's the one thing you really hope they take away from this deep dive?
As you navigate this week's astrological energies, remember to stay flexible, stay true to yourself, and don't be afraid to let go of what's no longer serving you. What are you ready to transform?
Such a powerful question. I think I'll be pondering that one for a while. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into a week of astrological innovation. It's been truly enlightening. And to all our listeners out there, be sure to check out Heisey's website for more detailed insights and personalized readings. You can find her at www.tarotbyheck.net.
Until next time, happy stargazing.
And remember, the stars are always guiding us, even when we can't see them.